Lights out and let's go racing, folks, and it's a very even start from the entire field.
There's a freight train forming behind him right now. He will be as nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I can give you the hot tip. Sideways as a bishop on a chessboard. That was incredible car control.
Going for a bit of an ambitious dive now, and oh, there's contact! Here they come now, around the final turn on the final lap. They're side by side.
Oh, there's contact now. Someone is going to be hitting the showers early tonight, I'll tell you what.
Crosses the line for P1. Brilliant racing, absolutely sensational stuff.
This is heart-pounding. This is nerves-rising. This is sensational TV.
Oh, yes, indeedy. Hello and welcome once again to the great Australian pastime of sitting in a dark room, yelling at pixels and calling it elite motorsport. It's round 4 of the Aussie Sim Racing Gen 3 Supercars series. And if you've just wandered in from the kitchen wondering why the room suddenly smells like stress, optimism and warm electronics, don't panic, nothing's on fire yet. These Gen 3 supercars are lined up like Bunnings sausage queue on a public holiday. I'll tell you what, plenty of enthusiasm, very little patience, and at least one bloke convinced that he's been wronged before the lights have even come on. They're loud, they're angry, and they absolutely will not forget you, will not forgive you for thinking they're better than physics. Points matter now, folks. We're halfway through the season, just about. In this part of the season where the drivers stop saying it's early days and start saying, well, actually, if you look at the math, expect bold moves, questionable braking zones, and post-race explanations that include the phrase, I had nowhere to go. And as we settle into proceedings tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to say that I'm not facing this circuit alone. Joining me a little later, well, actually a little bit now, in the commentary gondola is a man who treats race analysis like it's a loyalty program. Lindsay, MasterCard Muddle, tap, swipe, insert, and occasionally decline. Settle in, take a breath, lower your expectations just enough because this is sensational TV. Lindsay, welcome to the box. We've got an action-packed card coming up for all your eyeballs tonight.
Yeah, it is going to be an absolutely fantastic night of racing here, Chris. We are at the Bend, and it is going to be an absolutely cracking night of racing. This track can deliver some fantastic racing. There's overtaking zones into turn 1, turn 6, and sometimes turn 17. So there should be plenty of action out there tonight, Chris. But at the moment, these drivers are tackling qualifying.
Yeah, that's right. They're out there for a lone qualifying session. So it's an easy way out, really. You don't have to deal with any other traffic out there. We can just click on anyone's name and see where they are on the circuit. We've got that luxury, folks, of being in the commentary gondola here at Sensational TV. So looking at the just looking at the sector times here, it's this man who's gone quickest in the first. That's Jordan Eitler. He's in the number 64 Mustang. So we'll see how all these guys fare because they've got 3 laps to do so there in the racing format. Then after this, we're going to have 2 races of 30 minutes each, 35% fuel tonight, which means they will be coming in for pit stops as well. So that adds a little bit of strategy as well into the mix. But let's see how these guys are faring at the moment. It's Joseph Parkinson out there actually with a 154.332 at the very top of the timing tower. And only a bee's dick behind him is Mr. Williams as well.
Yeah, it's looking really close up there. That's what lone qualifying can deliver. It can deliver some very, very close qualifying results as it allows the drivers to push to their absolute maximum ability. And then the only thing they can blame is iRacing's dodgy track limits. But I don't think at the bend that they'll be able to blame any of that because it's all grass. So if you end up out there, it's all on you. So these drivers will be pushed to the absolute limit here throughout this qualifying session. I'll tell you what, Chris, it is refreshing to jump into a series I've never commentated and recognize some names. There are some names here up and down, whether I recognize them from other series or some F1 back in the day when I league raced with them. I know some names on this grid.
There you go. See, it's a small world, this sim racing business that we're in, and often you come across names, at least you remember the good and the bad ones as well for most part. So same as well. You get around either the iRacing or just sim racing scene in general, you're going to come across a few people who you recognise. But everyone at home, it's time to see if you recognise any of these names out there on the standings table, because here we are through 3 rounds. It's Joseph Parkinson, the man setting the pace out there in qualifying. He's actually setting the pace in the championship as well. 416, a fair way off is Kobe Marshall in second position, and I'm pretty sure he's not racing tonight. So a free kick for Parko up there. Benny Mead sitting in third with 340 points. Following him is Craig Matthews, Robert Tomei, Ash Rogers, David Jansen, Aidan Williams, who's up there looking pretty pacey today as well, Sam Cullen in 9th, and Benny Taylor in 10th. Then we got the second page. You can read it for yourself, folks. It goes down through, wait, that's not the second page. That's the second page. 11th down to 20th, folks. And then have a little look-see there. Cooper Nathan in 12th. I know he's always got a pretty hot following there in the chat. Say good day if you're out there cheering on the triple one of Cooper Nathan today. Lachlan Grant in the sensational entry there in 13th. And then we've got all the boys down from 21st all the way to 30th. Jordan Eitler there as well. He was looking quick. He couldn't finish off his lap though. So he's, where is he? Sitting 4th on the table. So not too bad indeed, Lindsay.
Yeah, not too bad. Some really close gaps up there. I mean, look at the gap between pole and P2. That is absolutely minuscule. That is a 0.332 to a 0.395. So that is just one little micro correction away between the difference between P1 and P2. And then just further back, Fraser Clegg as well. Not looking too badly. He's somebody that I've league raced frivolously over the years. And yeah, he's a very clean driver, very quick driver. And then he ditched the F1 scene and went and dominated ACC for a while. And then he landed on iRacing and never looked back. And it looks like I've bumped into him now once again. Yeah. He's currently in 3rd. He's looking pacey out there.
Yeah, absolutely. He came into the series last season, I believe, at it must have been Mexico. I think was his first time out. And yeah, certainly showed that he had talent there at the moment. Not far off the top guys, only a couple of tenths in it. That's even smaller than Lindsay Muddle's MasterCard interest rate, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Chris, you and Zach, I'll never be left alone. And don't even forget Grey Ward either.
Yeah, he'll be tuning in, I'm sure.
Yeah, he'll be in here to have a jab. But just under 2 minutes left here in this qualifying session, and still some lap times being pumped in at the moment, but a few drivers already back in the pit lane.
Yeah, that's right. Who we got down here? It's Freeman out. Jacob Smith finished up as well, so 9th is as good as he's going to get at the moment. Ash Rogers down there in 15th has finished up as well, so I don't know how the game works in terms of rubbering up. I assume that's just yourself out there. There's no advantage into being the last man out on circuit. But I do know that the tyres in these Gen 3 supercars just start at their optimum grip, and they just get worse from there. So even once they're up to temperature, they do not get any quicker. So it's all about that first flying lap in these Gen 3 supercars.
Yeah, and these cars are incredibly hard to tame, so it's really easy to lock up and make some critical mistakes. As Riley Skinner is heading up towards the line, he did have a purple sector in the first sector, and it is going to be up to P3 with a 54.355. But in the meantime as well, Fraser Clegg did jump up into provisional pole position, and he was the first driver into the 53s, Chris.
Yeah, look at that. By 4 tenths now, exactly. With the 153.9, that is very fast around this circuit as well. But as you can see, the gaps are tiny going back through the field. Look, a tenth covering the, from second down to 4th. with second, third, and fourth, a bee's dick between all those guys, and then a matter of tenths between the next lot as well. So it's going to be tight racing once we get out there in just a moment, folks. There's 10 seconds left in qualifying. Cleggy's pulled it up. Riley Skinner's going for another one, but he's only halfway around the lap, so I don't know if he will get this lap finished in time. As soon as I say that, bam, he goes off into the bunda, or into the nether realm, should we say, because it's about time we grid up. Yeah, actually, let's go through this, Lindsay Buttle.
You cut out there for me, Chris.
Oh, did I really? Oh, hello.
Yeah, and now the screen share's frozen.
Oh.
Good.
Excellent stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just see if that's on my end or what. Let's do a quick reset of that because we're about to jump. Let's get that one. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're a professional broadcasting company here, but I did download some malware this week, so that could be something to keep an eye on.
I was going to get there eventually.
I knew you were. I thought it's best to own up to the mistake before.
Yeah, Chris is 200 years old. You heard it here first.
Fraser Clegg off the front.
Falls for the prince.
Fraser Clegg off the front row. I wouldn't be the only one around here, I think, as well. Some of the viewers might have copped it. Parkinson joins him off the front. Gray Ward, you reckon he's going to... Yeah, well, better send him a DM to not download any executable files. Skinner and Williams off the second row. Burke and Varga, our Season 6 champion, there in 6th position. Eitler and Seymour off the 4th row. Ty Seville and Freeman. Then we've got Smith and Shelton. I don't think we're going to get through them before we go racing, folks. You can see them there on your screen. Let's get that off because it's ready to go racing here, folks. We've got... it's Clegg off the inside, so he's got the advantage by about a car's length there. Get down into turn 1. Get the intervals up. Ready to go racing, folks. It's round 4. Parko for the win, he reckons. Joseph Parkinson, he was a couple of tenths off, 4 to be exact, in qualifying. So we'll see if that translates to some race pace. We're green light racing. Here we go, folks, for the first of the half an hour affairs, and it is a cracking start from Joker Parkinson. Look at him just walking it off the line. No wheel spin at all. He'll lead comfortably down into turn 1. Then we've got Aiden Williams in the middle. It's Varga around the outside and Clegg up the inside. Oh, that's very close with the Pepsi Max entry of Riley Skinner. Here they're going side by side now through turn 2 and 3. It's going to be Clegg that gets the inside run, and Varga's having a dip as well as they go side by side now through to the fast left-hand kink coming up at turn 5. This is tight racing here, and I think Varga just knew better just to slot in behind him and try and take him down into turn 6. He does, pokes the nose up. It's going to be very tight here. The door is getting closed right in front of our eyes, but Skinner just manages to hold on as now they all file in side by side. Oh, there's one of the Falcon cars having a bit of a moment there as well. I think that's Brock Clark. There's smoke signals flying everywhere off the circuit. It is Brock Clark in the Mitre 10 entry, just having to wait until a gap forms that he can get back onto the circuit. But let's go to the front because the battle's on here. Williams right up the arse of Joseph Parkinson.
Yep, so already lap 1, Fraser Clegg dropped like a stone, and now it's going to be his mission to get back up there. But meanwhile, Parkinson definitely feeling the pressure from Aiden Williams at the moment as they head in towards turn 14. But this is a really tricky section of racetrack. This is where you won't see too much racing over the night. So now Williams just has to slot in behind, get some good exits, and try and keep his head down, making no mistakes. As I say that, he gets out of shape there as Ty Seville falling under a little bit of pressure from Williams, but also putting pressure on to the car in front of him of Whitehead. But this final sector, not conductive to wheel-to-wheel racing at all, except for turn 17, which is the corner they are approaching. But these cars too easy to lock the front right. I say that as in the background, it's down the inside there from Ben Mee trying to make the move on Williams, but he looks like he just hasn't been able to pull the car up and get the move done. But it has been absolutely sensational stuff here to round out the first lap.
Yeah, beautiful stuff here. Exactly right. There's just a little bit of a moment down there in the second sector, but apart from that, the boys have been pretty clean through the first lap. The lead is still only about 3/10. Aiden Williams and Parkinson battling it out there, and they've dropped Fraser Clegg by about a second as well. Behind him is Riley Skinner, just sitting in the slipstream by about 4/10. You can see up the road there as they go through that left-hand kink. Behind him, Stephen Varga, a pacey man in his own right. Don't you worry about him. He's won plenty of these championships, and he's got the quantum physics roaring in that Camaro as well. Down here, though, the Ben Mead on an absolute charge. He's sitting third in the championship and obviously made a mess of qualifying. He's up, how many spots is he up here at the moment, folks? He's up 5 positions from where he started. So started in 18th position, or sorry, 17th position. And he's absolutely flying here at the moment, getting through the field like a hot knife through butter. At the front, it's starting to spice up. These guys are separated by, 4/10 between the whole 3 of them. So, Fraser Clegg setting off on the road here and looking to take advantage of any little mistakes that sort of pop up in front of him. But Lindsay Muddle, these guys up the front, they do not make mistakes very often. So, when one comes his way, he's going to have to be ready for it.
Yeah, every single time we've mentioned a mistake heading out of that corner, the driver that we're looking at has a snap of oversteer. So watch out for the commentator's curses. The nose shown there from Aiden Williams. That'll compromise his exit, though, through this next part as they head into the final corner. It's a deceptively tricky corner, but you can carry a lot more speed than you really think. There's a lot of space to use on the outside, but if you go too wide, try to take the mick, the gravel will meet you, and then you'll meet barrier very, very quickly. But Aiden Williams looking really, really close on the back of Parkinson. That gap under 0.2 of a second into the braking zone, but the braking zone just not long enough here into turn 1 for it to make a difference yet. But Fraser really closing in as well in the background as well. Skinner and Varga getting closer together, but also I think I've noticed they're creeping inch by inch closer to this top 3 at the moment. So as they make their run through turn 5 and then in towards the turn 6 hairpin, could we see a move here out of the top 3? It'll be ballsy to say the least, but they aren't going to go for it. These leaders just really trying to not overplay their hand early on in this race.
Yeah, it'd be conducive to maybe just working together, these top 3 at the moment, knowing that Skinner and Varga are just a bee's whisker down the road, to be fair, and closing in the whole time. That these guys are not even that feisty in the battle, but just the matter of them following each other around, trying to maybe show the nose here and there. It's starting to slow them down. So it's probably just a good time just to slot in, maybe work together for a little bit. But in saying that, it's only a half an hour race, so the winning move could come at any point during this race, and whoever's got the pace at the time can just scoot away to a little gap and take that victory out. But I'll tell you what, Parkinson doing an absolutely great job here at the moment, steady-handed for that guy at the moment. We're going to go to hell for all these.
I was about to say, that's poor form,
knocking on heaven. No, it's not the first time, and there's been much worse said in previous streams as well.
I accidentally said Parkinson's on the opening lap, so it's an easy mistake to make. But anyway, moving on past that, Fraser Clegg is right underneath the back end of Aiden Williams. That gap now less than a tenth the slipstream, closing him in very, very effectively as they head into the braking zone. This will be a move for second position. He goes late on the brakes. It's down the inside from Fraser Clegg, and he's going to get that move done as long as he can hold the car through turn 2 and into turn 3. A very tricky string of corners, but he does get the move done on Aiden Williams. That was brave on the brakes, but he took advantage of his good exit, and now he's knocking on the door of Parkinson, trying to make a move back up into the lead that he lost after bogging down off the start.
Yeah, it's going to be a spicy little battle once he gets his eye in and up underneath that rear wing as well. He'd be pretty keen, I think, to get back into P1 after doing all the hard work in qualifying to get there and just throwing it away on the start. Down here, though, we've got battling down the road. It's Lewis and Thomas as well. Side by side, here goes Thomas through into turn 5 and gets that job done. It's Rogers and Eitler as well, battling it out. Eitler dropping down 12 positions, so possibly one of the casualties in that early little foray we saw with smoke spewing out the back of some of these cars early on in this race. Lap 1 to be precise. So Eitler on the comeback trail. Down here, they're 3 wide. What's going on here? It's Smith, Jansen, and Matthews as well. We just missed what happened there, but the Fanta has been poured, and he is down there in 22nd position, down 11 positions. Dead set, absolutely flying. We've got comments there. Aussie XP Gaming there on YouTube says, does anyone know if the Wednesday Cup is back in 2026? Well, yeah, it is, absolutely. We're up to round 5, I believe, for the first of the seasons here in 2026, and they are racing the hill climb Holden Gemini version, so plenty of downforce, plenty of power, and plenty of fun from all accounts. So jump in the Discord. The description is in the the link for the Discord is in the description below. Aussie XP Gaming. So if you want to get involved, go and check that out.
Well, there you go. All the sensational plugging you wanted for the night, Chris.
Yeah, got it all out early.
There we go. In one comment,
yes.
All the while, Fraser, look at that. He's really close behind Parkinson, a lot closer than the last lap. Although he did just make an overtake on the last lap, so it makes sense that he's closed in just a little bit, but he's just inching closer, but not enough. Parkinson seems to be controlling the grid fairly well at the moment, but look at that, Skinner and Varga closer again, and now, in fact, it's just under 2 seconds between Williams and Skinner. It is really going to heat up here, especially through that first sector of the track. They seem to close in a lot.
Yeah, that's true, and I think these guys still haven't quite started the battle. I think Fraser's just taking notes in his little black book about where he can possibly get this job done on Parkinson. And he's been pretty solid across the entire lap. I've not seen the tail wag at all yet. So he's going to have to work for his coinage. Is Clegg there behind, but he does have the advantage of possibly the pace here at the moment. You can see maybe just a little bit of a mistake here. Fraser Clegg getting a bit squirrely there out of turn 10 or 11. And tell you what, he's right up under the rear wing now. But as you said earlier, Lindsay, it's very hard to orchestrate an overtake here. But unless you get a really nice run out of this one, you might be able to sling it up the inside at turn 17. Clegg shows the nose, actually goes for it here. He's going to try and pin him up. There's contact now. He's just held onto it, Parkinson, but here comes Williams side by side now. Fraser Clegg just showing his hand a little bit too early there, and now he's going to lose out of position because Williams has got the job done, or at least for now, as they will be side drafting plenty down this massive long front straight, and there will be whoever blinks first down here into the braking zone of turn 1.
Yeah, surely it'll be Williams on the inside line, looking to replicate the move that Fraser did on him merely 2 laps ago, and he is going to pull up ahead, and Fraser trying to cut underneath. He'll have the inside now for turn 3. He's going to commit to it down the inside. What a move this would be to try and re-overtake Williams after overplaying his hand, but now he's let out to dry on the outside of turn 5. It's a small left kink, but it'll drop him further behind. They're side by side all the while. Parkinson getting away. Now it's wheel to wheel in towards turn 6. Who's going to be last on the brakes? Williams has the inside line. Skinner closing in the background as well. Now Fraser surely gets the move done with the inside through the downhill section into turn 7, 8, 9 and 10. He's inching forward. He's inching ahead, and he's back in front of Aiden Williams.
Beautiful stuff there. Fraser Clegg just returning serve like Novak Djokovic in one of the games that he actually got in this Australian Open today. Beautiful driving, but now look who's chimed in from behind. It's Riley Skinner now, less than 4/10 into this action-packed little race we've got here. We're 1/3 of the way through, 10 minutes. But I tell you what, Joseph Parkinson saw all that happening in his rearview mirror and couldn't rub his hands together hard enough. I tell you what, he's skipped away to now a 1.3 second advantage with Clegg and Williams pretty red hot there as well to try and retake the P2 position here. So I tell you what a brilliant lap of racing there from these guys at the top. That's how you do it, folks. You want to keep it mean, clean and tidy. We're going to ignore the little love tap that Clegg give to Parkinson down there in turn 17 because I just don't think that was on. But I'll tell you what, we'll get over it. Here's Freeman having a little bit of a trip off the road there as well, just cooling down the tyres in the green stuff on the outside there.
Yeah, you can't bring that up on iRacing, Chris. There was a whole scandal in the Spa 24 hour, dipping the tyres in the grass down the straight.
That's right. I remember that, yeah.
It's a sore topic among iRacers.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, we'll move on as Luke Williams under pressure now from Ty Saville as they make their way towards turn 1. Ty looking to make a move. He's going to pull alongside on the right-hand side of the Chevy Camaro to his left. Now who dares to go last on the brakes? You dare say it's got to be Ty. He's looking punchy. He's looking feisty. He's going to pull up ahead and take the position up into 11th place ahead of Luke Williams. A fantastic move there from Ty, as now he'll look to hold on to that place. Shelton as well in the background looking to close in on these two, but now Ty has his eyes forward towards Mead, the next car up the road, and to make his way into the top 10. He's still got time to do it, and all of these drivers still have time to make moves. As I'm seeing back up in the top 3, it looks like Skinner's getting really close to Williams.
Yeah, he is. He's starting to take the pressure off Fraser Clegg, actually. He's just showing the nose there a couple of times, and Williams just having to drive in both ends of the car here at the moment, and that's just enough to take that pressure valve off. Fraser Clegg, he can put his head down, start to look forward down the road, and he's actually eaten out about half a second out of that lead that Joseph Parkinson had on him. So that's down to 8/10 at the moment, and you can see visually there he's closed that in by about halfway, with Aiden Williams not being able to go with him here at the moment, and we're not even at half race distance there as well. Paul Buttigieg in the chat says, I can visualise an Air Malta livery on one of these cars. I reckon, mate, it's look, this will be rip-roaring and perfect for old PG to get involved, and the Air Malta sponsorship to be splashed all over iRacing. And look, there's never been a better time than now, as they say in the bizzo.
Chris, you'll get your you'll get your little prince on the car, your little Indian prince. Stapled onto the car with your credit card information stapled on the front as well.
Ah, yes, the Prince of Congo who owes me $1 million bucks. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So anyway, I'll keep throwing those jabs out over the night.
I know. I've just got to send him another $5,000, and he said that will pay for the accountant.
What a
right?
move from Eitler.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Sorry about that.
I didn't expect to see it around the outside there. I was like, oh, you probably won't stick it, but there we go.
Was that turn 13
on the chart? Yeah, it was turn 13.
Yeah.
That was balls of steel there. Taking a leaf out of nobody's book. He makes his own rules, making a move around the outside of a corner that you really don't normally make a move. But anyway, let's ignore Chris's shortcomings, because there's quite a few of them we could discuss.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
It's fine. You guys rip into me. I'll rip back.
Yeah, my therapist knows about all of them, so happy tuning in if he is. There you go.
It's fine. Your partner knows about a certain shortcoming.
She's got to deal with it once every 4 months, so yeah, that's great. All the shout out to all you old married men out there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back to the race. Tyson, actually down here, it's Ben Thomas and Ash Rogers side by side. Speaking of rogering every 4 months, here he goes around the outside, down into turn 1, gets the job done. And that is David Jansen in the background in the monster livery. Get up the front, because that's where the action is, folks. They are now back to where they were before. Fraser Clegg really pressuring the outside. Actually, he's thinking about coming into the pit lane there. Maybe just signalling to the rest of the field. Oh, I'm going to go. No, I'm not. Stays in the slipstream, and it could be down to a strategy call here, Lindsay, as to who leads this race. It looks like Parkinson's actually struggling here a little bit at the moment, really struggling through this first little sector. Fraser Clegg looking for the switchback here into turn 3, and he's got the job done. Look at that. Beautiful acceleration and momentum there out of turn 3. It gets the job done straight up into P1, as easy as you like. I didn't think we'd see a change for the lead that seems so easy to happen.
Yeah, and then here comes Williams on the inside as well. I noticed that Parkinson was slow off of the final corner, but it continued all the way through the first sector, and he just got eaten alive by Fraser. Now he's falling under the clutches of Aiden Williams and Skinner as well, so this could turn into a problem for him if he doesn't get his head back into the game, but it looks like he's gotten his head screwed on once again. But Fraser Clegg back into the lead of the race, recovered back up to the front, this time without a rear ending involved, and he'll continue to move forward just over halfway through this race. But look at that, Fraser just putting absolute burners on. He's already put 6/10 on Joseph Parkinson at the moment, and Aiden Williams is now looking and sizing up a move.
Yeah, he is. Let's ride on board with Williams as well, because I think, Joseph Parkinson just a little bit distracted behind the wheel at the moment, has lost his rhythm temporarily. I think maybe just, I don't know, something's gone wrong for him. Maybe the Uber driver's knocking at the front door and he's got the spare ribs coming with the nice barbecue sauce and he's just salivating over that. See, another mistake there into 17. That's going to bring Williams even closer here. And I'll tell you what, with the length of this front straight, he might be close enough here if he can get under that rear wing to really use the slipstream. Here he goes. Oh, both of them, the 2 leaders into the pit lane. Now it's time for Williams to turn on the afterburners and see if he can get some sort of overcut happening here in the pit lane. But it's Fraser Clegg, the first one to blink. He's in to the pit lane now, and I doubt they will be taking tyres, folks, or perhaps maybe even 3, as we heard from, who was it? One of the winners last week in the GT3s came across a little trick that if they only take 3 tyres, that equates to the same amount of fueling time, and didn't lose any time in the pits, but still gets 3 new tyres to play with. So maybe a little bit of that action happening, and that's just knowing the game well. But Aiden Williams out there now. It's the hammer time, Lindsay, and he's trying to put in an outlap for the gods.
Yep, he has to put in a really strong lap here. Yeah, well, we know what you meant.
Yes.
There we go. Anyway, yeah, he's got to put in a really solid lap here if he wants to make this work. The overcut, not normally the optimal strategy in these things. The V8 Supercars, really tricky to drive, but I guess with such a short stint, it could still work. The tyres won't be really feeling too much, but it did look like there at the end of that stint that Parkinson was really struggling with the rear tyres, couldn't get off the corners, but it also could have been a fuel issue because he was just really slow through all the entries, and that was where Williams was really able to hound him. So I think maybe a potential fuel miscalculation on the behalf of Parkinson could have been in play as well. But now Fraser, speaking of outlaps, he has to put in a really strong outlap here to make sure that Williams can't pull off that overcut strategy, but I think that he has it more than covered. We saw that on the in-lap. He absolutely flew away 6/10 right after overtaking as well, so clearly showing no problems with trying to flex the muscles a little bit. But Joseph Parkinson has dropped off the back there, so potentially a difference in fuel amount taken.
Yeah, this is a massive move here because Fraser Clegg has come out onto the track still in P3 and are way up the road here as well. Parkinson here on screen is in 13th position, folks, and possibly like 20 seconds off where Fraser Clegg is here as well. So maybe Clegg didn't come into the box. Maybe he was serving a black flag penalty or something like that. So very interesting there because he is right up in the, still in the box seat, really, and not that far behind the leaders at the moment. So Aiden Williams definitely has a black flag. You can see that next to his name.
I saw that next to I saw that next to Parkinson's name as well, but I just wasn't sure. I figured it meant a black flag, but I didn't know. There
you go. So Parkinson possibly having to serve a penalty there. And that is the reason why he is down so far. So Fraser Clegg taking over the lead of the race as Williams is dropped off the back. Look at that. There he is there. He's serving his penalty as well. So he will come out down around where Parkinson is in 13th position. What a change of complexion this race has seen in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, that is a really big difference in the way this race was looking at. It looked like we were going to have a top 3 battle, potentially top 4 battle for the lead all the way until the end of race number 1, but it just didn't come to fruition here because they've picked up some black flags. It looks like it was probably for cutting the pit line or speeding into the pit lane, either one of the two. Not good for their races, and they've dropped back and served the penalty. They've done the crime, they've done the time, and now they're back out onto the racetrack, but definitely not ideal. But we're looking at a battle here for 4th place, and it looks like Burke has a great run here on Seymour as they're going to go 2 by 2 as they head through this next section of racetrack through turn 8, then into turn 9 and 10. It's going to be a tight entry as the Seymour inching back ahead, but Burke looking to make a move soon. Clearly, he's looking punchy.
Yeah, he is. He's right up under the rear wing here of Seymour, and we've seen Seymour have some success there in the GD3 world as well. He's come over to the Gen3s where they are a multitude of more difficult to drive, and well, you've got to rethink your whole technical, your technique as well in the driving stakes when you're driving these things compared to the GT3 cars. But I'll tell you what, Seymour is he's a talented young lad, and he can handle it, and he's showing it on display here at the moment. Lachlan Burke, new to the series, but also a pacey customer as well. So giving him the well hurry up here at the moment. It is Mustang v Camaro. That's how we like to see it, folks. Jump into the chat and let us know who you're cheering for. Are you a Chevy man, or you're a Ford man? Or are you one of the dead Holden mans who are out there gallivanting around and pretending to like, Chevrolets now?
I don't like the Chevys. Anyway, Burke looking to go up the inside here at turn 1. We'll leave that discussion for later. That was drama up the road as well. That was a car locked up, and they're slow on the inside of 2. That's 3 cars slow. Clearly been an incident involved there as Burke gets the move done just in the nick of time, because there has been clearly an incident as Mitchell Skies was going slowly, as well as Lewis, and it looked like Ben Mead going slowly as well. So I did see a big lockup heading into turn 1, but I wasn't quite sure what I was looking at. It was in the very corner of the camera shot, but clearly something has happened. Meanwhile, Parkinson and Williams are going at it, and that's a big lockup. Super easy mistake to make there for Joseph Parkinson. He's going to pay the price for it as well. Williams gets the move done and says thank you very much and disappears another 2 seconds up the road. Lockups in these cars are absolutely disastrous. Yeah, that's right, because the tyres are cooked for at least a few corners as well, and you've really got to massage them back to temperature. Otherwise, it's just you're playing Chase the Dragon, basically, with tyres that just keep on wanting to overheat into every braking zone, every acceleration zone as well. So that little battle there for 11th and 12th, mind you, 2 laps ago, that would have been a move for the lead, possibly. But the way that the penalties work, these boys both having to serve a 30-second stop and go. As we get, I'll get that pit time up again. This is the time they did. Oh, is that working? Pit lane time. There we go. No, it's not coming up. Okay, that's fantastic. Oh, there we go. It just took a little while. Pit lane time. There we go. As you can see, Parkinson, a 127 in the pit lane, as most guys around him, a 48, 49. Who had the fastest time in the pits? Fraser Clegg, a 48.5. That's pretty good. 48.4 for Jake Whitehead as well. 48.2 for Matthews. That's pretty quick. Underfueled, perhaps. And it's all about learning the game and learning how to go about the pit stops as well, because it's often overlooked in sim racing. You spend a lot of time out there on circuit, but you do not spend a lot of time practicing for pit stops, and that can always be a maker or breaker of a win, or or a 15th place position swap. You know what I'm saying, Lindsay Muddle? Yeah, it definitely can be, as now we're going to look to David Jansen. He's in a little battle here with Freeman. He's a little bit wide there. In fact, I think he's been dropped a little bit. I thought we were about to have a battle on our hands there, Chris, but went the other way. Mistake creeping in. And I'll tell you what, I'm not going to comment on anybody's driving because I don't have the talent to keep these cars in a straight line for more than half an outlap. I cannot drive these things. I can drive just about anything on iRacing to a reasonable level. You put me in a supercar, my brain melts. So. Oh, yeah, I'm the opposite. I love these cars. It suits my driving style, I think. But no, I can certainly get around in them. And if only I had more time to spend and get up to speed, I'd love to get involved in a series around the traps. Obviously not this one because I got to call it, but I don't know, maybe one for beginners or old folk. I'm sure there is one out there. I know a few out there. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, just big fish in a small pond. I like that kind of idea. Yeah, well, I can throw some your way if you ever find the time on your hands, but you're a very busy man, Chris. I am. So we'll see how that goes, and who knows, maybe you'll get a random message from me and you'll just fall for the link, and then next minute clean out my bank account. Yeah, it's supposed to be a Discord server invite link. Meanwhile, I'm just draining the old bank account. Chris Monroe, your life is now mine. That's right. I'm still waiting for the Congolese prince to send me his $1 million. I was assured in the email. Goodness me.
But no, shout out to Mike Taylor for sending me that, our other sensational commentator who does our North American correspondence. He's back to work this week as well on the 9th for the Average Joe's Sim Racing League. Here's Alexander Seymour just trying to take advantage of Burke's little mistake there. He wasn't close enough to get the job done, but Mike Taylor in action, as I was saying before, this Tuesday during the day. So keep an eye out for him and spam him in the chat for sending me some malware.
Yep, there you go. The shots have been fired.
Yes.
He's managed to divert the problem, divert the
responsibility,
divert the conversation. Yeah, and that is absolutely what you need to do. Delegate as the boss here at Simsational. That is what you're learning. As meanwhile, we're going to cut to Aiden Williams as he's looking to make a move on Shelton, nearly hitting the rear end of that Vodafone liveried Mustang in front of him. As Shelton looking to put on a defense here, but Aiden Williams, look at that exit speed compared to Shelton, and there's a bit more than a bit of damage on the front of Shelton's car. Williams sneaks up the inside of turn 13, says thank you very much, takes the position, heads up the road, and that is move done very easily there for Aiden Williams. Yeah,
beautifully done. We've seen Shelton as a speedy customer in the preceding season of Aussie Sim Racing. That was in season 6. He was right up there in the lead of the championship, got pipped in the end by Stephen Vargas. So it's interesting to see him down here in 10th position. I'm pretty sure this is his first time out in this season, so not playing for a championship this time. But tell you what, that car's had a few hits there on the front of it as well. Joseph Parkinson on the comeback trail back here. He's got Luke Williams in front in the Camaro there, and 4/10 the difference as they go down the front straightaway. There's actually a battle heating up again between Seymour and Burke. We're going to cut away to it in just a moment just to see if they are closer than they were before. They've just drifted out, as I said that. So we'll keep an eye on these two because this is the fastest, well, one of the fastest guys on the track. Did get a black flag penalty, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching in the chat, if you've just tuned in. This guy was up there. He started off the front row in the pit lane, got a penalty, and had to serve it. So 30 seconds down the road, and he drops out in 13th position. Jeez, that's ugly stuff. Yeah, big compression lock there from Luke Williams, and gives the position on a platter to Mr. Parkinson as he goes up the road, but still 11th position. Not ideal for him.
Yeah, I know too well about the compression locks. That's what I did in the Wednesday Cup, both on race 2, lap 1, and also in front of Fabian Fitness while fighting for the lead, but I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, you don't want to have him behind you, I feel like.
I didn't even feel the pressure. I've just double shifted, compression locked, and I've gone, oh, you're kidding. And he's just swept through, and then from there he's too consistent.
Yeah, very hard man to beat. But we're on to the final lap of the race. Fraser Clegg, he was your pole sitter, ladies and gentlemen, as he rounds through into turn 3 this time. He's got the Fern on the side too, so possibly from New Zealand as well, as we're talking about Fabian Fitness. Yeah, so Fraser doing the sheep shag is a good sight here tonight, as Zach O'Reilly, our usual commentator, would say. But he's out. He's off having fun tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got the great Lindsay Muddle in the box. Send him a malware in the Discord if
I'm not old enough to fall for that.
Yeah, you're not going to fall for that one, are you? You got to you disguise it as porn, maybe.
That's a big call,
That'll
Chris.
get you.
That's a big call, Chris. I don't know if that would get me, to be honest.
Oh, he's asexual as well.
Oh wow. That's an even bigger call from me there, Chris. Anyway, Fraser currently just making his way through the final few corners of his lap. He's heading through turn 13, so he's only got 4 more corners to go here in this lap. He's 8.5 seconds out in the lead. He bogged down off the start, made some places, capitalized on the mistakes of others around him, and is leading pack all got penalties all the while. He stayed consistent. He felt the pressure and he was not bothered by it. As he makes his way through the penultimate corner and up towards the final corner here in race number 1, Fraser Clegg will round turn 18 and get the power down, foot to the floor, and he's going to take the race win to kick off the night here in race number 1. Fraser Clegg is your race 1 winner.
Beautiful drive from him. He thought at the start, he's stuffed here as well, and fought his way back. Little bit of a what would you call it? Little incident, I suppose, with Parkinson. But it was a sort of no harm, no foul sort of deal there with the positions remaining the same. He actually lost a position out of that as the boys start to do their doughies on the main straight. Riley Skinner gets P2. There he is there in the Pepsi Max throwback livery. Bathurst winning car there. So he'd be pretty pumped with that, actually. Riley Skinner, I think he's pretty new to this series as well. So to claim a P2 there, it would have looked like it was well out of reach for him there as well at the start. But with the two guys in P2 and 3 getting those penalties, that's opened the door to all these guys getting a nice little haul of points. Stephen Varga rounding out your top 3, ladies and gentlemen, with Burke, Seymour, Price, Whitehead, Williams, Ryan Shelton and Parkinson rounding out the top 10, and the rest of the pack behind them. We've got some comments in the chat there. Is Cooper Nathan racing today? He was, I thought, but
no, I didn't think so.
Now I'm looking in the lineup. He was in the practice server, so I don't know what happened. Maybe some more pressing matters happened and did not take part in this race.
Yeah, Zach O'Reilly gave Parkinson the good old commentary curse without even being here in the commentary box. He gave him the chat prediction curse.
Yeah. I don't have a graphic for that, so I'll just give him the comms curse for that one.
Add it to the counter. I completely forgot that we had that. My idea and everything in the Nordschleife race. Added it to the stream myself, and then you've gone, hold on. I like that, and then now you've made it all professional.
It's really nice. I can even up the...
It is actually nice.
Yeah, it's nice. I can up the numbers and everything. I've never got past 1, unfortunately.
But
maybe tonight's the night.
I had 12 one time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a rough night.
See, I don't even have 12. I've got up to 10 in a pinch if I've never made it past 1. But I tell you what, 12, I wouldn't have had the graphic for it. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the first of 2 races tonight, half an hour each. We've got a 5-minute break here as well. So we're going to go to some of our name sponsors and some advertising. So sorry about that, but they're great companies. Go and check them out. We've got Bilco Pack. We've got ARD Importing. We've got SDT, Simulator Driver Training, as well as Speed Nation. So if you'll get the gist once we start to play these ads, and if you want to go and spend some money, please do so. But until then, we'll be back in just a moment with Race 2.
Motto is that safe drivers are lifesavers. If your organisation shares this belief and are planning to improve driver education in your community, SDT Simulator Driver Training has the solution. Many of our simulator users are also gaining a revenue stream by taking their simulators to events and schools for driver education programs. The system can also be set up to run motorsport simulation. Many leading racing drivers are now using simulators to improve their skills. Such software can also be used to show drivers they are not as skilled as they think they are. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features and customisation for driver training. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Contact Simulator Driver Training for more information.
Yeah, I never let nobody with no motion try to hold me. I'm an OG, and that's the old me, the way I'm sitting nowadays. I'm money staying.
Motorsport isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And when performance matters, you need gear you can trust. That's where ARD Importing comes in. ARD Importing brings world-class racing brands straight to New Zealand, supplying real racers, real teams and real enthusiasts with proven performance products around the globe. We're talking JRP racing components, ZAMP helmets and safety gear you can rely on the track, Red Cat Racing for high-performance RC action and intimate brake pads for serious stopping power when it counts most. Keep your engine protected with renewable lubricants, premium oils designed for extreme performance and durability. Turn up the volume with wicked audio, delivering powerful sound whenever the road or track takes you. And gear up with Spartan products built for durability, comfort and race day durability. Whether you're racing dirt, asphalt or chasing lap times from home, ARD Importing has you covered. Sim racers as well, listen up ladies and gentlemen, because ARD New Zealand is your importing source for all of Camus Racing sim gear. Precision wheels, professional grade pedals, immersive feedback that puts you right in the driver's seat. Train harder, race smarter, and feel every corner. From real-world racing to the virtual grid, ardimporting.co.New Zealand connects you with elite brands trusted by racers worldwide.
Expertise in getting the best gear. Sensational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Sensational TV back in Speed Nation to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. After an action-packed race one, we are just spoiled here for the Aussie Sim Racing Group. For race two, Fraser Clegg is going to be off the front row. Don't you love it when dinner gets delivered into the commentary box? The catering crew doing a great job here in Adelaide. Let's get the grid up.
Isn't here to kick down the door though.
No, he's not.
He normally loves the catering.
Yeah, well, he is banned from this race circuit. He had some differing views to the owners, and he's been permanently banned.
Since when is being banned been a roadblock for him?
Yeah, he usually, crowbars his way in. But we are ready to race, and we're off and racing exactly. And this time, Fraser Clegg gets a better start, but Riley Skinner is going to battle him down into turn one. There's a bit of action at the back there as well. No. There are cars around. Brock Clark is one of them in the Mitre 10 entry, but down into turn one, it's Riley Skinner on the outside, looking to get into P1 here. He's going to give him the big old beans there. There's side-by-side bumping in the back there. Who was that? I think it's Lachlan Burke out into the sticks. So he's gone from hero to zero. Fraser Clegg does, in fact, get the hole shot, and he will lead down into the braking zone of turn 6. Riley Skinner setting off down the road in front of him. But down here, it's Jackson Whitehead looking up the inside there of Seymour. They're going to go side by side here through turn 6. Seymour looks like he's got the better of it here at the moment, but Joseph Parkinson has had a great start as well. We're going to ride on board with him, see what he can see as they go through this, this section of right-handers. Up, down, through the bloody roller coaster they go, and Parkinson now slots in to that 6th position behind Seymour and almost centre punches the back. No. He does centre punch the back of him. Oh, Jesus Christ, he's held onto it somehow, and through goes Whitehead, and Shelton's looking to make a move as well up into 13. They're all going to line up here. In fact, Ash Rogers just opting to get out of the loud pedal because he's just seen the action there and thought, no, you know what, that's too spicy for me. But it's Shelton looking around the outside. Parkinson very deep under brakes there as well. Manages to pull it up though. Very impressive indeed. I'll tell you what, Lindsay Muddle, this first lap has been a little bit spicy, and these guys are going to need to calm it down if they're going to get through the rest of this circuit.
Yeah, mistakes are plenty through this opening lap. Potentially a few hot heads after the first race. Maybe some people like Parkinson looking to make up for their penalties in race number 1, and just some lockups creeping in, some rear locks, especially the compression locking, sending people sideways, and just some people trying to get the elbows out, knowing that it is the feature race. But it's just not happening here in the opening lap. But as they now head into lap number 2, they go back in single file, and now it is time for the heads to go down. But that's late on the brakes. That's audacious there from Ty Saville, showing the nose on the inside of Matthews. What a move this would be. He was so far back in the background. There's a car off as well wide, but Ty gets the inside down through the dip of turn 3, and as he gets the power down on the exit, he gets the move done. That was really brave. Really late on the brakes heading into turn 1, and then to stick it fat around the outside through turn 2 as well. That was absolute guts there from Ty, as now he'll continue to try and make his way forward. Meanwhile, Whitehead in a little bit of a battle here with Shelton. Shelton giving him the good old push at the moment, as meanwhile Parkinson on the back of Seymour just a bit further up the road as well. So there's a bunch of racing kicking off. The Penrite versus the Falcon car at the moment as they head through the quadruple right. And now into the very technical turn 11-12 complex. The cars really struggle to hold on more than you would think through here. And then you try to plant the power, and then you meet a little bit of grass here on the outside, and it could really ruin your run. But these drivers all keeping it clean, and Seymour holding on for the moment. But I think that Parkinson isn't going to leave him alone for too long. He looks to be sizing up the move.
Yeah, he knows that he's got to make hay while the sun is shining. And by that, I mean, while these cars are really not that gapped out at the moment, he can try and pass as many as he can. Looking for the switchback there through turn 16. That is a ballsy stuff move, and he's got the job done now. Into the braking zone first he goes. He will get that move completed. Alexander Seymour knows just to wave the white flag there. There's not much he can do about it, but try to stick onto the back of him and let Parkinson just drag him up to that top group of racers now, who are all just kind of separated by a little bit of a gap. The front pair, well, the front man is gone, and P2 and 3 are separated by 3/10. Here goes Stephen Varga now looking up the inside in the Quantum PC computing machine. He is looking racy, and I'll tell you what, little mistake there from Skinner, just popping over the sausages. That's going to let Varga just a little bit closer this time, but gets the power down nicely in that Mustang, and he'll bugger off down the road through turn 5. It's I'll tell you what, it's all happening this race. I had something pertinent to say, but I've forgotten, ladies and gentlemen. That's how good I'm going here on a Sunday afternoon. Let's just go to this, some more plugs, because the racing has calmed down. Like and subscribe the video if it's your first time watching here on Sensational TV. It goes a long way, and it's just one click. That's all I ask you for. You know, I don't send you email spam malware in your...
I was about to say, one click meant something for you.
Yeah, it did. It meant a broken computer, and now I'm going to have to reformat my hard drive. Thank you very much, everyone, for that. It's Lewis here, though. He's got Burke on his back, and after we saw Burke just with a bit of a spin there in the first lap, he'll be looking to make up a few positions here before it all turns sour. So he's right up the back of Lewis here, doing a pretty good job. Maybe a move up into 13 here, Lindsay.
Yeah, it could be, but it's a really tricky place to make a move. But we've seen, I think, 2 or 3 moves up through this portion of the racetrack over the course of race 1. But here in race 2, nothing doing. But that is a big lock up there. And that is Lewis absolutely careering just about, staying on the circuit. But that could have been a really big crash. There's a lot of runoff out there, though, that should have been all right. Meanwhile, Ty Saville is in a battle here with Williams, and they're going to go side-by-side contact there. Onto the grass goes Williams. Ty takes advantage, closes the move, and that is also, as well, Matthews taking advantage, getting the place into the final corner. That is not how you want to be losing places, but he was just caught with his pants down there, was Williams.
Yeah, and here comes Williams again for the return serve. As I've just been informed in the chat there that the Australian Open final is happening, and it's a pretty good game. Well, I tell you what, I'm glad that there's still 30 odd watching now, because I tell you what, racing's just a little bit more exciting than a couple of millionaires hitting a yellow ball back and forth to each other. Don't you worry about that. Here is Craig Matthews all over the back of Williams here. Williams looking to go defensive into 6. I don't know if he's well, he has. He's just actually gapped him through the turn 5 complex. Here comes Jacob Smith, very deep under brakes, but keeps it on his line there. And I think it was Matthews that saw that he was coming and took a very wide berth through turn 6. And that probably kept themselves out of each other. But Jordan Eitler is now chiming in as well in that chrome-looking machine. Very nice looking car indeed. Right on board with him because he's got Craig Matthews in his sights. And I'll tell you what, this little mid-pack battle is absolutely fiery. That's what we want to see, folks. The front pair are gone. Fraser Clegg 2 seconds down the road. Skinner sits in second. Can he make it consecutive P2s? He'd be absolutely stoked with that if he can. Varga as well. It's the same top 3 as we finished in race 1. But Jordan Eitler not quite far enough along there for a move into 14. But I tell you what, if you can follow him down here, very close, almost contact there through that little section, the downhill. Now they're up through into sector 3. And Matthews just has enough of a gap there that Eitler cannot do much about it. But I'll tell you what, the slipstream's pretty strong here as well. So, Lindsay, if you want to just slip under the rear wing, you might have a chance into turn 1.
Yeah, it definitely could be an opportunity here for Jordan Eitler in the Sideways Esports car. And he's looking to make a move in towards turn 1, but he didn't get the exit off of the final corner. There's also a little bit of damage on the front end of his Ford Mustang as well. The bonnet just poking up a little bit, so that could be hurting his top-end speed as well. And I'll tell you what, I always like the Sideways Esports cars. I've raced them before in different V8 championships. They've always looked pretty nice, but it definitely doesn't help when he's got a big dent in the front of his car. Yeah,
it sort of it wrecks the aesthetic, doesn't it? But you know, you can just look at it from that angle there. It looks nice on the arse, it looks nice on the side, but you know, you got to wear your wounds with pride as well. So Eitler, well and truly in the battle, not only figuratively. There goes Matthews. Bye-bye. Ta-ta, mate. Off into the bunda, and he's going to lose a couple there as well. Ben Thomas taking advantage of that. That little lapse in concentration. Didn't get on the brakes when he wanted to. So loses a couple there.
Yeah, that was a big lock-up there, but you didn't really see it. It was kind of just off the camera shot, and then you just see him off the outside of the corner, and you're just like, oh, he's gone. Right, anyway.
Farewell.
Yeah, and now it looks like Smith is looking to make a move on Williams. But I've got to ask, Chris, surely you or Zach O'Reilly has made the Simpsons joke about the fact that we've got a Seymour last name and a Skinner last name?
No. Well, Skinner I haven't called before. So, obviously, Seymour, I've given him the butts, the butt man, you know, Seymour Butts. But Skinner, haven't. So, there you go. I only just notice that. Skinner and Seymour. Seymour Skinner is his name, actually, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're old enough to remember when The Simpsons was actually funny, back down in the 90s, you'll appreciate that. And possibly, what's a good reference? It's the steamed hams. Yeah, we can call them both of them. Yeah,
an Aurora Borealis
in localized in your kitchen.
Yeah.
I love it. Bring it back, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a nice little battle. The Fanta has popped, and Williams is just heading them off here at the moment, doing a pretty good job of it. Here comes Smith, very close to the back end of him, and gives a little bit of a room to Jordan Eitler, who is behind there as well. But as you said, Lindsay, a fair bit of damage on that car, so it's going to be hurting him through all these long sweeping sections. This circuit, though, it sort of goes against what the what most Australian circuits do in terms of long sweeping turns and big stops. So it's a very different kind of circuit compared to others. But I like it. I think it's got a really good flow.
Yeah, I think it's not too bad. I think the only sort of Australian circuit that I can even sort of relate it to, but I don't think it's quite on the level of it, is Phillip Island. It's currently trying to steal the MotoGP rights at the moment off of Phillip Island. But yeah, I think that the sort of, you know, that long sweeping sort of corner style definitely reminiscent of Phillip Island, but yeah, just not quite as beautiful. Not on the coastline, not with the beautiful blind corners and the. Yeah, I prefer Phillip Island, but that's sort of the only sort of Australian racing track I could sort of draw comparison to. Yeah,
I'd love to see MotoGP race here, to be fair, but not at the expense of Phillip Island.
They're putting out a lot of money to try and take the rights away, as we see Varga get through on it was Williams getting through on Varga. There we go. I got there in the end. Varga into the pit lane. Hopefully he doesn't pick up a penalty. There we go. We've got the replay. And, it's just a mistake off of turn 17 and then into the final corner. Move done. Thank you very much, said Aiden. And he just got the move done quite comfortably.
Yeah, absolutely. And back here, we're going to see another one. But it's Smith pulling into the pit lane. A lot of smoke coming in to the big stop control line. Let's see if he gets a little black flag next to his name. He doesn't. So he has pulled it up in time. And now it's time for Eitler to put on the afterburners and do your best. Overcut techniques here, but I'll tell you what, we didn't really get a yardstick in race one about what was the better strategy, whether it was to come in first. Yeah, everyone got penalties, so it was all jumbled up. So I guess now we'll get to know whether the undercut or overcut is stronger around here. I believe it's got to be the undercut, doesn't it? Because the tyres are better when they first come out of the lane. So the earlier you can get that done, you can get that track position and then defend it. With a 1 or 2 lap delta.
The front left tyre is that's a car off the circuit. I don't know. Yeah,
I think it was a blue flagger.
Yeah, blue flagger, but that was a big excursion off the track. The front left screams out for help at this circuit. You have turn 1, turn 3, turn 7, 8, 9, and 10 in that big quadruple right. It all just abuses the front left tyre. Same with turn 13 and the final 2 corners. That is the way the track is configured, of course. But yeah, it is just really, really painful and chews through that front left really quickly. And as well, the rear tyres have some really big troubles, especially in the supercars, because you've really just got to be balancing on and off the throttle as you go through all of these really tricky sections. And like through turn 1 and 2, you've got to be balancing the throttle before you can get into turn 3. How has that happened?
That is very interesting. Let me see if
park there, sir.
No, let's see if we can rewind, because he was parked there somehow. Let's see if we can get a better angle.
Did he spin on the cold tyres on the exit?
Yeah, he's
he's just looped it.
Come straight out of the pits.
I've done that before.
Lane, the top 3 still going around. Actually, it was Shelton who hasn't. Let's get the pit stops up to just see who has done one, and it's Skinner. Actually, he was in P2. Let's see where he is out on the circuit. And this will be our yardstick, ladies and gentlemen. When Fraser Clegg comes in, he was about 2 seconds up the road from Skinner. So we'll see if this outlap here on the new tyre is enough to get him within hunting range of perhaps even just making a little move into turn 1. When Fraser Clegg decides to come in, we're exactly halfway through, actually, as soon as I said that. So it's going to be either this lap or the next that Fraser comes in. He's rounding through to the final turn now. So we're going to see what he does here. I assume it's just come in and cover off Skinner. No, he goes around one more time. Okay, this is going to be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put my little wallet out and bet $2.50. that maybe Skinner's going to be very, very close to Clegg by the time they both come out of the pit lane.
I think Clegg's I think even with the tyre drop-off, I don't think it's shown to be too significant here tonight. I think that it's not going to be
You can take my $2.50 bet?
Yeah, I'm going to take your $2.50 bet.
All
you
right.
can just you can take it off my pay.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I will, actually. No, I will not do that. I'll give you $2.50, Lindsay Muddle. He's, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the new Formula 4 in real life commentator for 2026. Let's give him a round of applause there in the chat as well.
I'm going to find myself in the little hotel on top of the pit box there, you know.
How good. How
yeah,
good.
No,
Just
they're placing me on top of the pit lane, and it's also happens to be a home to a few GT3 cars. It's going to be a cool night, a cool couple of nights. Oh, that's that was who was that? That was
Williams.
Ty Saville.
Oh,
that
was it?
Ty Saville.
Yeah,
they
okay.
were on the same livery. I think. Or
It
similar.
is. Yeah, where is he? Hang on. Ty Saville. He's gone. He's in the pit lane. All right, he's off. So Fraser Clegg still going around. He's rounding. Where is he here at the moment? Through turn 14 and 15. So we're going to see where he comes in, and if he does indeed, or if he's just going to push it to the end, do a little splash and dash. I assume that because of the fuel rate, they're going to have to take on a fair amount of fuel as well during the stop. So the longer you go, the more fuel you have to put in as well. Or is there some kind of magic number? I don't know. I don't have the time to do the testing these days. I used to get out there and do race testing, so I knew exactly how much fuel they need. But he goes around one more time, Daft Punk style.
Yeah, and I mean, he's still in the 54 mid, so that's not bad pace
very
at
quick.
all.
Yeah,
it's still absolutely flying. So, I mean, the tyre was never going to be too extreme over 30 minutes. Normally, they start to die at about half an hour, so not too many problems here yet at the moment. Meanwhile, Varga oh, that's a lock-up again. That was the car that was off the circuit earlier,
that
the
was
lap marker.
Who was that?
They're all over the place.
Sykes in the Logitech. Yeah, Sykes. Just having a bit of a nightmare tonight in the 96. He's still up one position of where he started, so good luck to him out there. But not impeding any of the lead cars at the moment. So on his way, let's get back down to that battle where we were before. I think it was this one, but it was Eindler on the back of the Fanta car, looking to pop the top and get that sweet juice running down the back of the throat. Here he goes down. He's overcooked that. Oh, that's a big mistake there from Eitler, and he's going to let Williams through. Burke's having a look as well, gets the run through up into 13. That's it's not how you do it. Oh no, into the final turn that is. And that's not how you do it, folks. So back to the drawing board for Eitler. Still up 6 positions on his start. But I tell you what, he was a speedy customer in qualifying as well, so he'd be pretty disappointed on how his night has turned out.
Yeah, sometimes consistency in these cars is just hard to come by, and I think that we're seeing that here tonight, not just from Eitler, but from a few of the people who seemed really quick in qualifying. It looked like they were going to be right up there, but just when it comes to matching, say, the likes of Fraser Clegg, or Seymour or Williams, nobody's just been able to do it. They've just been on a different level, and we're seeing drivers make mistakes like we saw Eitler last lap, just locking up. It's so easy to do. So definitely big respect to these boys just for even coming out here and racing these cars. Like, these mistakes bound to happen. These machines so incredibly difficult to drive, and it gives you even more respect for the boys that go out there and do it in real life as well. Yeah,
that's right. I mean, from all reports, they're a little bit easier to get around in real life. You've just got more information as well coming towards you in the terms of gravity and seat of the pants movement. But as well, they've got a fair bit of grip in the game, a bit more than I thought actually, especially
a lot less than I thought
compared to something like the Assetto Corsa Gen 3
the Assettos
mod.
Have so much more grip.
I don't think so. I think less, especially like their longitudinal right foot grip. These things you can kind of be a little bit faster in terms of initial throttle application and then pushing through to full throttle.
As someone who has a really heavy right foot, which is my problem with my lack of ability to drive these cars, I'd actually disagree. I can put a lap together that's not, 2,000 years off Zach O'Reilly in the Assetto Corsa ones, and I'm sure that I can't even be within 5 seconds of any of the quick guys.
Well, it's more you're more front limited in these in this mod. I've noticed it's all about and like setup tweaks as well. There's so many, and they certainly make a difference more so than Assetto Corsa. You can sort of set up the car in Assetto to do what you need it to do in terms of your driving style, but I'm not too sure you can do that in iRacing. It's kind of more you get it into a window, a very small window, mind you, where you can actually extract some sort of grip out of the front end, and then from there you're sailing. If you can get that front end working, you're well on your way to some fast lap times. But it's all a learning experience. Look at this. This is an absolute car park here at the moment. That Logitech car of William Sykes just proving to be a little bit of a moving chicane here at the moment. Manages to get out of the way. Fraser Clegg's in the pit lane, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see where he comes out. Who is who was P2? Parkinson, wasn't it? Lindsay Muddle. Yeah, let's see where he is here. He's coming into the final turn. He's going to be... Well, I think it's going to be very, very close. Where's Fraser Clegg? Right, he's there in the pit lane. He's dropped down the jacks now and he's moving. This is going to be close. Where's Parkinson coming up the main straight? Varga's in front of him, mind you. He's made a pit stop. So this is going to be... Riley Skinner. Actually, it was Riley Skinner who was P2, and he has jumped him in the pits. There you go. The undercut did work, ladies and gentlemen, and $2.50 coming out of Lindsay Muddle's pay.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bit of a shame.
That is
I
a
think
shame.
He probably stayed out a little bit too long, I think. But then look, he'll close up and just make the overtake again because he's going to have really fresh tyres. But then again, not easy to overtake here, and 7.5 minutes to go. So it could not go his way.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, there's plenty of factors that can come into it. But I'll tell you what, if Riley Skinner can just keep his head here and put that Mustang in the correct position in terms of defensive driving, he might just be able to hang on, because once those tyres just start to degrade a little bit in the Fraser Clegg machine, then that's when the tables will turn, and it's all about track position. But we'll get there when we get there. Still 7 minutes to go. Aidan Williams is 2.5 seconds down the road. You can see him there in the background with Stephen Varga and Joseph Parkinson right behind him as well. A nice little battle heating up for P4 here as well. So these top 5 guys pretty well clear. It's 11 seconds, the difference between the top 5 and P6. So Alex Seymour there in P6, cooking those steamed hams. But the battle's on here, though. Parkinson all over the back of Stephen Varga.
Yep, and this is going to be a good one here towards the end of this race. They're really closing up, and Clegg as well, 4/10 underneath the rear wing. So there's a few battles to look at up and down the field at the moment. But I'll tell you what, we really need to see a battle between Skinner and Seymour at some point, because the jokes will just be off the absolute charts. I can't wait to see Zach O'Reilly get his hands on that little revelation. But Fraser Clegg getting close, and he goes late on the brakes. This is going to be a move now for the lead. He did the mass overcut strategy. Now with the fresher tyres, he can get the power down sooner. He's been forced all the way to the inside of the circuit and a bit beyond, but he muscles his way through regardless, takes the lead of this race with a move filled with bravery and commitment there. Skinner did not let him go easily, but that was a fantastic move from Fraser Clegg to take the lead of the race. It's not over yet, though, but that's a big mistake, a big lock-up and a big snap of oversteer there for Riley Skinner. So just as I was saying, it's not over. That is a big hit for Riley Skinner that gives Fraser the gap, and now he's going to try and drive off into the distance. That is not the mistake you can make in that critical moment.
No, the old fat lady has just momentarily started to warm up the vocals, because I tell you what, Skinner was about to just a return serve, big old send up the inside, because I don't think he was too happy with that manoeuvre there from Fraser Clegg. But to be fair, he was handing it out. He was pushing that Mustang to the very inside. Actually, Clegg had to take the green route, as we call it, two of the wheels on the green stuff, and still managed to pull it up into turn 3. If we can have a look at the replay there, because I think we need to get an overhead view of what's happened here. Yeah, you can see just pushing him all up the inside. Wowee! That is a move. How did he get that pulled up with dirty tyres off the green stuff?
It reminds me of Scott McLaughlin in the Volvo. I think it was at the Gold Coast?
Gold Coast, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. On Winterbottom. And the only reason he got that bloody overtake done was because Frosty saw him coming and gave him room, because there was no way he was pulling that up. That was outrageous. Yeah, I know. I'll tell you what, if I was Frosty, I'd be absolutely pissed off with that move from Scotty Mack. I'm a Scotty Mack fan, but I'll tell you what, that move gives me the shits every time it scrolls up on my Instagram. I was like, that is
Absolutely
not
love
on.
it. It's commitment.
It's
And you know what?
vibes.
Max Verstappen took that theory and made it his whole style of racing for the
That's
last
true.
few years.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
to be fair, the game's the game if you get to the apex first, as they say in Formula One nowadays.
It's it's all yours. Oof. Gentleman's game gone to the wind. But I tell you what, Fraser Clegg, since he has made that overtake, has started to turn the screws, and he is 2.5 seconds almost out in front. Let's get to the live vision. Jesus Christ, there he is. 2.5 seconds out in front. Riley Skinner sitting in P2, but I think he'd be pretty happy with that regardless of that move. It was cleanly done in the end, but a couple of P2s is not a bad bit of silverware to walk away with after a round. Aiden Williams in third position. He did win last week as well, so he'd be still in the points haul and making his way up the order. It's
Burke and Rogers.
Yeah, it's two to go. Rogers and Burke are battling it out. Let's go and have a look at that. It's Burke. We get it just in time as Roger cops the rogering up the inside there at what looks to be turn... Jeez, it's hard to tell on this track. It's very boring.
It was turn 12.
It was. Yeah, it was. Through turn 12. That's interesting. First overtake there, I think we've seen. There's really not much in the way of landmarks out in this circuit.
There's really not. I'm going to learn that lesson the hard way in a few months.
Yeah, it's very tough to call. They need some, I don't know, just plant some trees or some...
Yeah, that's genuinely
something.
that's a lot of my issue with the bend. Actually, I'm gonna go on like a brief half a lap rant here. It's the fact that the circuit feels so dead. It feels like deserted. Like the actual racing and the track itself is not that bad. In fact, it can be quite fun when you're really on it. But there feels like there's no life around it. You know, like there's no character.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's just a flat bit of, well, not flat, but I mean, there's no land. Yeah, it's just a desert basically with some light coverage of grass. A really nice racetrack, to be fair, but I mean, I guess if they start to bring in a series like the MotoGP, they could probably think about putting some grandstands down around the circuit as well, and in the infield and the paddock and whatnot. But at the moment, there's really nothing there for spectators to enjoy the circuit with. There's one there on your left, into turn 1. But then from there, they're stuck watching the screens for the whole time. To be fair, that's what you do at a motorsport event anyway, because you don't really get to see much. But here goes Rogers off into the bunda. What's happened there? We're going to have to just hit the... Go back. And now it's Rogers looking up the inside. Big lock-up and just misses his braking point straight into the bunda. And he will drop down to 13th position.
He's lucky it's not a track with barrier to be met with a mistake, because he would have been sent into the shadow realm and beyond. But he manages to stay alive. His delta not quite so alive. I think it's flatlining a little bit at this point over the course of this lap. But the white flag has been flown, Chris. Fraser Clegg, 4 seconds out in front, and that's a bit of an early call there, Chris.
I thought it was
dropping the checkered flag.
I thought we were on the final lap and he's just crossed it. And it wouldn't be the first time that I've gotten late onto the...
I think that would be like the 3rd or 4th time if you had been late.
I'm trying to think of the reference.
I think of a few Wednesday Cup rounds in particular, as well as
absolutely.
Gen3 Supercars. That was actually Zach, to be fair, but you made the call that you made the call that it wasn't the last lap at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it behind the wheel as well at this very circuit in the Gen 2 Supercars.
How do you do that?
Yeah, I think I had a 2 or 3 second lead over Daniel Cicluna, it was. And I thought it was the last lap.
In a while.
Yeah, I thought it was the last lap. And so I was out in front and drifting around the circuit as I did. Thinking this is the final lap. How good.
You made a right cock of yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, crossed the line. and pulled it up. And then it was like, oh, hang on, this is now the last lap. So I had to go and had to battle Cicluna for the final lap. Still ended up winning though, thankfully. Sensational TV fans, yeah, sensational fans, never fear, because I still won the race. But it was touch and go there, and you do those kind of mistakes once in your career, and you never do them again. But I tell you what, Fraser Clegg, he's made it 2 from 2 tonight. He foreshadowed it in qualifying with an absolute monster lap of a 59.9 or a 53.9. Crosses the line here to take the checkered flag in race 2. That's 2 from 2. That's a whitewash, as they call it. Pole position and P1. Riley Skinner, a couple of P2s in the bag as well. He'd be happy with that. Aiden Williams as well. A couple of newcomers to the series, all taking over. And Stephen Varga, tell you what, the old hand of the series, the old champion who's won it multiple times, is now starting to feel a bit of pressure. Lindsay Muddle.
Yep, looking like potentially the young guns are coming here to cause some problems potentially here, as he finishes in 4th and he got the podium in race 1, so it's not all too bad. But here in the bend, Clegg definitely took over. He looked absolutely unstoppable, and to be fair, considering the track record I know him for in F1 and ACC, it's not off theme for him to come through and win a series, and that was absolutely spectacular driving in the wheel of the Ford Mustang, a car seasons on ACC.
Is that right?
And then, and then he's driven it in GT3s on iRacing as well, I believe, and then now here he is in the Supercars.
Yeah, I mean the Mustang's pretty. It's pretty nice to drive in iRacing in the GT3 world as well. So we've seen in the Aussies sim racing GT3 series, the majority, well, the most used car is the Mustang. So a lot of fans of that there in the drivers' ring as well. So it's probably one of the best looking GT3s in my opinion, apart from the Lamborghini. Not many people drive that thing. But I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by the top 3. Hey, look, we've been spoiled here, ladies and gentlemen. We got the top 3 in the chat. Is Lindsay Muddle, have you got some questions for our podium?
Well, I know all three of the podium sitters, Chris. So
this is great.
So who do I want to start? Do we go from P3 to P1, or do we go the other way?
It's entirely up to you, my boy.
It's entirely up to me. Well, I want to start with Fraser Clegg, or Finns as I know him. Better to the point. Fraser, I mean, you won both races tonight. You looked unstoppable, but you pulled a bit of an unorthodox strategy there heading into race 2, pulling a mass overcut, and it seemed to work out for you. But that move for the lead, that was absolutely incredible stuff. What was going through your mind when you got pushed all the way to the grass?
Well, I was talking to the person that I was fighting with, and I wasn't going to let that happen. So, yeah, it was fun. I had a gap. When I saw him hit, I thought maybe if I had done all the rounds and I was in the title fight, I would have covered him the next lap. But I thought I'd try something fun and go as long as I could on my fuel. And I came out a second and a half behind him and had about 4 laps fresher tyres than him. And I knew it was going to be fun, and I knew he was going to make it hard, and he did. But I enjoyed it all the way through. I had a much better start in race 2. In race 1, I had no clue what I was doing and lost quite a bit. But race 1 was very hard fought, trying to work it all back, and then it was made a bit easier when my rivals all exploded in the pit cycle. So that was very enjoyable.
Yeah, and for someone who used to be a bit of a street circuit merchant, did the curse not follow you to iRacing?
I'm probably not as big of a fan of street circuits now in iRacing. I love the Bend. It's one of my favourite tracks on the iRacing, and I like this car as well. And it's just these sorts of low grip cars that sort of suit my driving, and that's really it. I'd like it if there were more street circuits, and I love Adelaide, so yeah. I heard St. Petersburg's coming out soon, so that should be good.
There you go, bit of St. Pete, mate. Congratulations on the whitewash tonight. We've just got vision of the overtake on the screen here as well. Riley Skinner, I want to get into your brain about what's happening at this point on the circuit.
I'm guessing that's the pit lane incident.
No, this is just out. This is the overtake going into turn 3, where you've come out of turn 2 on the outside, pushing Fraser Cleveland right off into the bunda. But
well, I definitely shouldn't have given him the room in turn 1 that I gave him. I didn't really expect him to go from that far back, but he did, and he showed his nose a little bit, and I shouldn't have given him the room. He had to go up the inside, but that's my fault. So I thought, I might give him a bit of a push close off to the track at turn 3 and see how it goes. So, I mean, I had to try something in that race. Fraser was a lot quicker in the first couple of laps of that race and built a pretty big gap pretty quickly, and then it kind of just settled from there, and I knew that I had to try something. So I was like, well, I got nothing to lose. I might as well just pit really early and see what happens. So, I mean, it was fun. But yeah, I definitely need to spend a bit more time in the supercar. It doesn't really suit my driving style that much, so I need to spend a bit more time in it and get used to it. But no, it was really good. I didn't really expect to do that good at all. So no, it was all right. Race 1 was a bit interesting. So yeah.
Mate,
but no, other than that, it was all right.
Yeah, mate. Congrats on a double podium tonight. I guess you can thank the who was it? Williams and Parkinson as well for claiming black flags there in that first race. Williams joining us in the chat as well. P3 in the feature race, Aiden. After last week's demolition job, you come in and you picked up a bit of a black flag there in the first race, and that's put you behind the 8 ball as well here in this second one. But what were your thoughts in that first race? It was a beautiful little battle there for the top 3. What were your thoughts exiting that one?
Thoughts was just staying consistent and trying to stay within the top 5 every time, because I'm trying to claw back in the championship after missing the first round. But then that black flag I got in race 1 into the pit lane, I just went only like about 5Ks over the speed limit because I broke a little bit late, locked all 4s going in, then which gave me that black flag. But then I knew after that just try claw back any positions I could.
Yeah, that's right. We were a little bit confused because we saw you and Parkinson down the order, and then Fraser right up there in P3 when he came out of the pit lane. And we're scrambling because we didn't actually see the black flags come up on our screen because it was obviously a speeding infringement on the way in. So we were all confused until we figured it out. And so Riley Skinner, being the real benefactor of that anyway, get to go up a couple of positions and claim P2. But I've been rambling on and I don't actually have a question. So Lindsay Muddle, have you got a question for our top 2?
Not, to be honest, not really. I mean, I guess no, actually I got nothing, Chris, to be honest. I've drawn absolutely nothing in my mind. I was like, oh, I'll think of something.
No, I've got something. The as who said it? It was Riley Skinner about spending more time behind the wheel of the GEN3. What are the main differences in this car compared to what you would usually drive, and what's your sort of car of choice?
The main I like GT3 cars a bit more higher grip than the supercar. The supercar is a bit throttle happy and no grip, so transferring over from doing GT3s and Porsche Cup and stuff like that, it's a big driving style difference. So it doesn't overly suit my driving style too much. So like if I spent more time in it, then I'd be okay, but I don't really do overly too many laps in a V8. But after I do a bit of testing and getting used to it, it should be good for the next round.
Yeah, that's right. It's there's a lot of setup work as well. Trying to figure out what works for you. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a mouthful of sausage.
Oh, what a shock! It's probably your Congolese prince.
I wish. Hey, if I could get $1 million, Lindsay, little sausage in the mouth isn't that bad a deal, to be fair. But
Yeah, Fraser would know something or two about that.
Oh, what about the shots fired? Shots fired in the commentary box. What is going on?
Are you gonna take that one, Fraser?
Holy moly!
Fraser, you might have the photo.
I've come back rolling reels to hear sausage in the mouth.
The commentary box has descended into absolute filth here, ladies and gentlemen. If the 7 viewers that are still sticking around after this, it's professional stuff here at Sensational TV. Like and subscribe to the channel. But I think it's time to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Fraser Clegg, Riley Skinner, Aidan Williams on the top 3 performances there tonight, boyos. It was well raced by all 3 of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Guys.
And from that note, it's time for us to sign off so I can eat my dinner because I'm a hungry little boy. Another hungry little boy joining me in the commentary box tonight was Lindsay Muddle, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mastercard himself. Check out the Australian Formula 4 League, which will be starting up this year in real life. He'll be calling all the action around the country to get along to your local circuit and throw some dollars at his feet. But until next time, where we're going to be live here again on Aussie Sim Racing, and will be for the GD3 Challenge on Tuesday night. So set your watches for that, folks, because we're going to be back with all the action. Myself and Zach O'Reilly calling the action for that one. But tonight it's time to sign off. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to steal Zach's line here, and he's going to be pissed off about it. My name is Chris Munro, and you're not. It sounds arrogant coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right coming from you. You can't pull it off.
Yeah, I just sound like a flog.
Yeah, because Zach is a flog, so it inherently works.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. That is on record. Lindsay's going to be fired soon.
Oh, yeah. I've absolutely pushed my luck tonight. That's fine.
My name is Chris Munro. I'm a nice guy. And we will see you for the next one here at Sensational TV. Keep it flat out.
Sensational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.